Hey guys, welcome back to the Hat House. We got a lot going on in this episode. We ran out of hats. How does that even happen here at the Hat House? But we go on a little adventure. We usually don't do too many haul videos, but we're going to go out into the wild in the end of this video and kind of show you what we did since we didn't have any hats to list. But we do have a lot of great hat sales that we're still going through in this video. Some vintage kind of obscure hats that sold, and you'll want to see the prices on those. And then always vintage sports hats and a lot of hats that are going out in the last couple of days here at the Hat House. So let's get to the garage. And oh yeah, there was a power outage in the garage too. So how did we battle back through that as well? So all of that's inside. Let's get out there. All right, welcome back to the Hat House, guys. I'm standing here in the dark. Oh, now it's light. Now it's dark again. We've had power outages all morning. Hopefully we'll be able to get our shipping done today. But if the power doesn't come back on, it might be a little touch and go on how we get the shipping done. I'll let you know. All right, we're back, guys. One, I forgot to hit the record button, so I did this whole thing. But second, the power is back on, and I'll share a few tips with you in this video about what we do. We've lost power several times, but still wanted to get our shipping done. There's a couple of ways that we do that, and I'll share that with you in case you guys ever need it in the future. But the first hat up was this Polo Ralph Lauren. This was a vintage, just regular dad hat. Here's the vintage Polo tag, and it went for $28, which is a really good sales price for these hats. They're usually less than that. They're usually around the $20 mark. But you never know when somebody's looking for this exact hat that they want with the brown and the blue pony and in this vintage style that they've had before. And you might have the only one on the market and they're willing to pay $28 for it. So great sale right here. Next up was this Vancouver Canucks hat, NHL hat. It was on this Sportic tag. Never seen this before, but it was in really good shape. This one went for $15, had a cool little square patch on it. Next up was this Wake Forest hat. This was a Nike hat. If it had been snapback, I think it would have got closer to $20 for it, but it was in this strapback version. Usually these Nike team hats can go for $20 to $25 still, but this one was strapback, and I took the $15 offer. Next up was this Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This one was basically brand new. Still had the tag on it. Went out for $25. Top of the world, flex fit Notre Dame Irish with the gold clover on it. Next up was this LRG 5-panel hat, and they are hit and miss. This one went for around $18, I believe. And the LRG is, like I said, it's hit and miss. This is a great style of LRG, the 5-panel, but the regular hats, sometimes they go for $10 to $12, but this was a really cool one in great condition, $18. Next up was this Lakers hat. It's a vintage starters Lakers. Had a cool Los Angeles Lakers back hit right here. So it went out for $25. It was missing the size, but I put it on and it fit me, so I estimated it at like 7.5. And it's wool, so $25. Lakers hats usually do pretty well, especially the vintage ones. This has been a snapback in wool. It could have gone for a little bit more, but I was happy for that on a fitted hat. $25, great sale. All right, next up was this Los Angeles Dodgers black on black logo. Went for $14, snapback, regular New Era hat. Next up was this vintage Pioneer, really cool camouflage vintage trucker hat. The foam was in awesome shape. Went for $18, had a tractor case. Case was a good keyword here, and Pioneer and Magnum. All of those things will help sell this kind of hat. Make sure you put as many of the name brands that's on the hat in the listing, so you can catch somebody that may really want one of these brands. So really good hat right here, $18. Next up was a Steelers hat. This one took forever to sell. It was a large, extra large. Only went for $8 as well. Had this one marked down. I just don't think this is a very desirable hat. And another trucker hat. This was a rope white, pretty clean. Went for $12. Had a San Joaquin tractors on the front. Nice little vintage, super clean, $12. And next up was another 5-panel hat going out today. This was American Eagle. Had the leather strap back. They got a great deal on this one. It went out for $10. Must have had it for a minute for to take a $10 price on this hat, but glad it's going out. Next up was this Browning hat, just a regular leather strap back Browning hat. This went for $7. I don't think I had it for a long time too, but I don't think anybody really liked this brown mustard poop color. It kind of fades into poop, and I don't know. I don't think anybody really liked this hat, but glad it finally sold. Next up was this Floaters, the Floaters by Mustang. I can't remember if this was like they make, it's a vintage hat. It says Mustang Marine Wear. I think they just maybe made fishing type apparel, but I can't remember if it was maybe like a boat or a paddle or something. I'll put it down below if I can look up this company again. This one went for $14, and it was just kind of a niche hat that I think somebody was looking for that company. And next up was a Black Clover Live Lucky. It went for like $24. I kept this one priced up as well. I thought this one would be pretty collectible. People collect these Black Clover hats. They come out with all different styles. This one still had the price tag on it as well. Cool American flag, $24. Great sale right here. And the vintage John Deere trucker right here. It was on Louisville Manufacturing. Snapback, went for $20. Had the nice patch. The classic John Deere hat, $20. If you got the foam in these, I definitely ask a premium closer to $50. Or if they're in really awesome shape, you can get some better money. But mine missing the foam, and it had it for a couple of months. I sold it for $20. And my power outage tip is this little baby right here. It's a little Swiss Tech. Got it at Walmart, but it has all the plugs on it that you would need. It has a regular 2 or 3 prong AC adapter right here, and then of course it has your USB plugs right here. We in the past, when we run out of power, if we've wanted to go ahead and get our shipping done, of course we use a laptop that would be battery powered. We could use that, and then just plug our printer into this and be able to run our printer to our laptop and still be able to print stuff out. So I was a little worried, but I didn't want to do it in the dark. But we could have got our shipping done if the power would have stayed off. And we usually don't like to push it another day if we don't have to. So this has bailed us out a couple of times. Really cool. It's a little expensive, but really comes in handy when you need it. And it's not too big. You can just carry it around, and it lasts long enough for us to get what we need to get done in a day. All right, let's see what's going out today. And I had a comment that said, hey, it doesn't seem like you sell that much on the other platforms, which is true. They're kind of like eBay. Macari and Poshmark and Depop, if you don't list on there, you don't do anything on their site for a week, then the sales really fall off, and you can see a significant drop off in sales. So we did some cross listing yesterday, so it kind of bumped up our sales for the other platforms. And I think I got like 5 or 6 here from the other platforms, but one of the first ones was 2 beanies, 2 Adidas beanies going out for $15 on Poshmark. Next up was this PGA Tour hat. Still had the tags. Went out for $11.50 on Macari. Next up was this Team Suzuki. It went out on Depop for $14. Pretty cool vintage hat right here. Kind of the neon yellow snapback Team Suzuki. And next up was a Fox Racing hat. It went out for $14 as well on, where'd it go out on?
Poshmark.
Went out on Poshmark. And then a combined order on Poshmark. This one went out for $32. This vintage Nike cheer hat. Here's the vintage Nike tag right here. Regular strap back. Pretty cool little Nike hat. Nike cheer. And then a Florida State Nike hat. Both went out for $30 on Poshmark. All right, first up on eBay, several international sales today. This is the first one. This one went up for $11. Travis Matthew hat. I usually get a little more for Travis Matthew if they're in good condition, but this one had this fading right here around the bill. Still really, it was in good condition though. Next up was this vintage Victoria with the totem poles on it, a 3-stripe hat. Missing a lot of the foam was coming out. Went for $15. Next up was this Los Angeles Kings Diamond Cut D-Cut. Went out for $15. This one had actually been returned once. And I think I sold it on Macari for around $15 to $20. But going out again for $15 on eBay. It just had these creases in the crown, and just wasn't in that great of condition. But if this was really good condition, I would think it would be more $30 hat, but it is the Michelin Ness version as well. I mean, it's not the vintage D-cut that you're really looking for, but this design is really good and should always pick it up. They'll sell. Next up was this vintage Diadora hat, and it's a vintage sportswear company. And so I priced this one up. It went for like $24. I think I had like $30 to $40 on it at one time, but I thought it was pretty collectible. Nice little hat right here. Went out for $25. Took a little bit, but good selling price. Next up was this Oakley 5-panel. It went out for $15. It was pretty good condition, pretty clean on the inside. Took a while to sell, which is kind of surprising. There wasn't anything really wrong with this one either, but the buyer got a good deal on that. Vintage New Era TCU Horned Frogs. Sorry, not New Era. This one was actually Pro Line. It was fitted, size 7 3/8. Went out for $17. Next up was a vintage Batman corduroy hat. Just had the nice big patch on it. Pretty cool. $15 for the Batman corduroy. This is in really clean condition. And then another international order, $13 on this Patagonia. I think it was the same buyer that bought several of these hats today. A couple of Patagonias and then that first hat. And I'm pretty sure they had to pay shipping on all of them. So $13 plus international shipping. Next up was this Nike golf hat. Went for $15. I don't think it was the most desirable style, but it still had the tags on it. $15 is a pretty good deal for the buyer. And this Patagonia Ironworks went out for $12. It was kind of in the bundle deal the guy made for all the Patagonia hats international. This one had just, it was pretty stained up on the bill and was just pretty used on the inside as well. Sometimes these Patagonia patches that are different like this can be more in the 20 to 30 range. So kind of surprised this one sat around that long, and then made the guy a deal. Then a vintage Los Angeles Dodgers 1985 NL West champs. Had some distressing here on the bill. Also pretty dirty on the inside. Still went for $17. Dodgers and Yankees stuff never fails. Really good sell right here, even though it was pretty distressed. Next up was this vintage Denver Broncos. Really cool, big spell out logo. Had the huge logo hit on the side. The only problem with it, it was fitted. It was vintage Apex 1, fitted 7 1/4. Still a really cool vintage hat right here. Went out for $22. If it was in the snapback version, I would think it'd be more of a 30 to 40, maybe more hat. But the fitted ones just don't bring as much. 22, I'm still happy with. Next up was Florida Gators with the F logo on it. And this one was just top of the world, regular dad hat. Went out for $13. Pretty good sale for a dad hat. Somebody must have been looking for this color. And this F logo would be my guess. And they found it. And last up today was this Patagonia hat. It went out with the other ones on international. He bought like 2 or 3, I think 3 Patagonia hats. This one went for $13. Going international, pretty clean condition, a little bit different embroidery than you usually see, but nice hat right here. Well guys, it finally happened. We ran out of hats. So I guess what we're going to do is we're headed to the post office. We're going to go drop off our normal load that we sold today. We sold about 30 items today, but then we're going to go to the Goodwill. And we're really going to stick to kind of what we thought about doing, was trying to find higher dollar items. Definitely don't want to pick up like $10 to $20 items. $30 might be a stretch, but we're going to see if we can find any $20 items out today, and we'll list some of those tomorrow. But just really kind of bummed out that we don't have any hats to list today, and we're just kind of in kind of a weird period here, where a lot of our suppliers took off for a couple of weeks for vacation during the holidays, and the orders that I have made, they haven't made it in yet, and so it's going to be a few days before I get some hats. And then we just kept listing, and we ran out. But let's go see if we can find anything today. I don't usually do like haul videos, but let's see if we can make a haul and see what we can do at the old G-Will. All right, guys, good news and bad news. We made it to the Goodwill. We're going to head inside and check it out. Like I said, we haven't probably been here. How long has it been?
A couple of months.
At least a couple of months since we've been to a Goodwill. Bad news is I didn't bring my GoPro. If you want to see that kind of video in the future, let me know down in the comments if actually browsing through the racks is what you guys want to see. But we'll probably go in and see what we find, and then give you an update a little bit later on what we find, if anything. All right, guys, we made it back. We got a few things at the Goodwill. I think we spent around 200.
Yeah, 200 total. We went to 2 Goodwills.
So everything was 200. There are some personal things in here that I think Mary got for herself, and also we always look for things that our boys can wear while we're out at the Goodwill. So we'll run into a few of those things. I'll go through. I did pick up some hats. I was kind of surprised to find some Nike hats at the Goodwill. Just a regular Nike strap back gray hat. We know these sell for around, this one's pretty clean, so I would expect around 15 for that one. Sometimes I'll mark these up because they're kind of harder to find. This is a Nike golf hat that has this nice club logo on it. So I might try to get closer to 20 for that one, but really cool Nike golf hat. Mary actually found that one. And then I didn't try to look it up. I don't know exactly who or what this is. It says, is that Tultofia? Maybe Mary can fire up the Google and see if we can figure out who that is. But the only reason I got it is it had Rock the BOK on the back. The BOK is a convention center here in Tulsa where they have concerts and stuff. So I didn't know if it might have been a decent band or group or something. And it was a really nice corduroy hat. So I went in and picked that up. And then I always pick up Ivy League schools just because they usually sell really well. Harvard hat. Mary, I think, found this one too. Should sell for 15 bucks. No luck. I really think we might be spelling it wrong or not reading it right. So if you guys can figure that out, I don't know if that's a U. I don't know. I'll try Google image search again when I get to my computer, but maybe I just wasted $3 whole. Somebody will probably buy it for $10 anyways. It's a nice corduroy hat.
Okay, so for the shirts, we got a few of the Polo Ralph Lauren. I picked up this sweater. It's a vintage polo sweater. It's pretty cool. It's all cotton. It's got the little logo on the bottom. I picked up this one. It's got the flag on it. And then Steven grabbed this one. It's new with tags. Button-up shirt. We got some pants. We got some Peter Millar black slacks. Some new with tag American Eagle jeans. We got some BKE jeans. And a pair of Johnny O khaki pants. Steven picked up a North Face pullover. We also got this Fila Sports pullover. Steven picked it up. It's got some bright colors on it. It looks pretty much new. So we'll see what we can get for that one. We looked this up. It's different. It's Fungi Kingdom. I don't know. Very different.
Really cool. Kind of the mushroom psychedelic t-shirt. How much were the comps that you looked up?
The comps are around 30, so we'll see. We picked this up. The US Open Southern Hills, we're pretty close to Southern Hills. It's in Tulsa, so we find it pretty often, but we found that they do sell pretty quickly. So this is just an Ashworth pullover. It's in good shape. So we'll see how much we can get out of that one. Hopefully, I don't know, 25, 30.
Yeah. I always pick up the Southern Hills stuff. It's pretty collectible.
We got a Nautica pullover. It's new with tags. Extra large, which is a good size. Anything extra large or bigger usually sells pretty quickly. This is Gander Mountain. We looked up the other day if it was still in business or not, and I'm pretty sure it said that they're not in business anymore. They were bought off by somebody else. But we picked this up. It's camouflage, full zip, so it should be pretty good. We also got an OU Nike Polo and a Dallas Cowboy. Cowboys are going to the playoffs, so hopefully they'll do good. We also got this Lululemon pullover. Honestly, I bought this one for me, so yeah. We got the Cook Street Honolulu Hawaiian shirt. Steven actually passed this one up. I went back through. I didn't know that he had passed it up. I grabbed it. It's new with tags.
Pair of pants for our boys, and hopefully a sweater for me. I hope it's still had the tag on it. It might be a little big, but I like crew neck sweaters, and it's soft on the inside. Eddie Bauer crew neck, basically new. I hope it fits. Maybe it'll shrink up a little bit. It's a 3XL, but I'm hoping it fits.